Hey guys, Mike here. So today I'm here to talk to you about Venom. In this review I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film and whether or not you should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler free. However, if you don't know anything about the film and you want to go completely blind, then it's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
What the hell are you? We are Venom.
So Venom stars Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. You may know Tom Hardy from Mad Max Fury Road and The Revenant. In Venom, Eddie Brock is a world-famous journalist, and one day he's told by his boss that he has to interview Carlton Drake. Now, Eddie doesn't really want to interview this guy because he doesn't agree with a lot of the things he does, but his boss basically tells him, either you do it or you're out of a job. But unfortunately, Eddie can't keep his pride in check and ends up asking the wrong questions. So he gets fired, he gets his girlfriend fired, and he pretty much ruins his life because he couldn't keep his pride in check. But then we jump ahead to 6 months later, and Eddie is approached by one of the scientists who works at one of Carlton's facilities. And she basically tells Eddie that Carlton has allowed human testing for these new aliens who they call symbiotes. But then situations occur that lead to Eddie getting infected by one of these symbiotes. But then as he gets a bit more sick, he realises that he hears the voice of the symbiote in his head, Venom. So first of all, I want to get the most important thing out of the way first. I really strongly believe that the critics are completely wrong about this movie. Though granted that this movie is not perfect, and it does suffer from a couple of pacing issues and unnecessary story threads, but as a whole, this was a really good movie and a solid adaptation of the character. I mean, Venom looks amazing too, and looks near enough comic perfect, though he doesn't have the white spider on his chest, but that's pretty much because of an external issue with Marvel and Sony. I mean, easily one of the most entertaining parts about this movie is when Eddie Brock and Venom share dialogue. I mean, the dialogue's funny, quippy, and it really lets the characters build a dynamic together and let their relationship grow further. And the CGI as a whole looked really good. I mean, towards the end there's this final battle, which at first I thought was quite jarring. I couldn't really see what was going on. But when it kind of slows down a bit, it looks really artsy and it looks really cool as well. I mean, there were, like I say, some issues with this film. One of them being with the main villain, if you can even call him that. He wasn't really menacing, he wasn't really threatening, he didn't really have much charisma, and overall was just really boring, and every time he was on screen, I was just thinking, when can we get back to Venom? I really, came here to see Venom, can we just get back to that? The same thing as well goes for his girlfriend, played by Michelle Williams. Didn't really care about the relationship, they didn't really have much chemistry, and again, I was waiting for Venom to come back on screen. I mean, I'd say that the biggest problem from this film comes from the fact that it's not rated 18 or R. I mean, we've all seen Logan and the two Deadpool movies. If the studios make an R-rated superhero movie, we're gonna go see it. So by making this film higher rated, you could have shown a bit more gory violence, you could have shown stuff that was more prevalent to the character, but instead they decided to lower the rating, and I think this did hurt the movie a bit. It didn't really make the film terrible, like I've said, but I think the film's quality could have been elevated slightly higher if they made this a higher rated movie. So just before I wrap up, I want to talk about the after credit scenes. The first one, as soon as I saw what the setting was, I knew exactly what it was going to be. And the second one is pretty much just a trailer to Into the Spider-Verse. Overall, guys, I think the critics were wrong about this one. Venom and Eddie Brock's dynamic was good, the CGI was good, and though there were some less than enjoyable things, they didn't really ruin the movie as a whole. But in a sense, I do think that this movie could have been better. Maybe we might get a better adaptation, or we might get a better story in the Venom sequel if we do get one. So as for going to see it, if you love superhero movies or anti-superhero movies, then this is right up your alley. But if you're pretty much just convinced by everything the critics say, and if the critics say a film's bad and you don't want to go see it, then, listen to them and don't see this movie. But if you really just don't care what they think, again, go see this movie and support it. Okay guys, that's my review for Venom. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite anti-hero movie? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!